Hey, Gerard, can you hear me? Just want to make sure that my mic's working.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Good to hear. Good to hear, bro. I'm doing all right. I'm just watching these trades from earlier, hoping they would swing back. But I mean, we're just hanging on for now. Did you get in
Right.
these morning trades?
Yeah, I did. I got into the US 30 and I think the Euro, the one that hit the stop loss.
Oh yeah, man. It looks like there was a lot of news like during today. I'm not sure if you were following the news, but there was a lot of COVID news and stuff with the stimulus because basically when the stimulus talk, it makes the US dollar move kind of weird, and that's kind of why it everything kind of pulled back, like our EU position as well. It's still like hanging around there, but it's pulling back a little bit. I think it's going to recover back though because with COVID so bad, the U.S. dollar is just going to stay weak as we continue to like close things down. So I'm all right with this. I'm going to keep waiting for this. I think it's going to come down, maybe reject off this point, and then come right back up. So I'm not too worried about EU, but yeah, unfortunately, some of the positions are just all over the place today.
Right. I can take that. It's just today. Today is one of those days.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll bounce back. This is it's a normal occurrence. It just happens, and you just gotta roll with it pretty much. All right, so let me see. So for this mentoring session, is there anything that you want to cover specifically, or because generally how this works is usually like you'll have questions, and then you just come to me with your specific questions, and then I can answer them for you. So depending on what kind of questions you have, we can go over that, or if there's something like some type of specific strategy you want to look over, we can look over that as well.
Well, Shawn, the only thing I'm having a problem with is this the buy entry, the sell entry, the buy limit, well the buy limit sell, the buy limit in the buy stop and the sell limit in the sell stop.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
like, okay, so I'm sorry, Shawn, but it's like when I'm figuring it out for some reason, um, when I'm looking at the zones and I'm figuring out which direction I'm assuming they finna go in, I just get stuck right there, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Okay. So are you applying the strategies yourself, or are you just copying the signal? So I want to figure out like where your entry is coming from so I can go from there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm copying the signals for sure, but I'm trying to trade.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, and that's the
So
goal. That's the goal there.
right, so it's just that so when I'm practicing and everything, I just get stuck right there. Like it seems like I'm doing everything that you say do. It's just that I'm assuming that I'm just stuck, Shawn. Like I'm done right there.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, that's a problem with a lot of people. So basically, depending on which strategy you're applying, so are you applying the intraday strategy? Are you applying the K2SR strategy? Are you applying the US 30 strategy? I'm trying to get an idea of which one you're applying so I can pull up an example and then I can show you exactly what I would do in that situation so that you could kind of mimic what I'm doing.
Can you hear me, Shawn?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect. Sounds a lot better. I think the mic was messed up earlier.
My volume is kind of low.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Yeah, I could hear you better now. Earlier, your mic was kind of breaking up, but I think it's pretty clear at this point.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Your mic's kind of muffled, but it's all right. I can still hear you.
Okay. So you asked me what kind of strategy was I using. So basically, I think I'm using the Instra strategy.
Oh, the
The
intraday one.
Instra,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
intraday one.
Gotcha. Is there like a specific pair that you're trading? So I could probably pull up something that you were trying to enter at some point, and then I can just see what you were trying to do, and then explain from there.
Okay, we can do I think it was the first one on the watch list we always do. Was it USD?
Oh, which one was it? The Audio USD?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. So Audio USD, you're applying the intraday strategy, right? On the 30-minute?
right.
Okay, perfect. So I got everything lined up right here. Just gonna try to pull up an example. So let me just pull up a, I'm gonna pull up a clean chart so that we could just look at that from there. So you're looking at OddCAD or OddUSD actually. Um, yeah, so it looks like we might have had like an entry like right here. So I'm just gonna replay this back to this point so we can look at this entry. So basically though, you know how the strategy works, right? You just line up basically a green signal with a green trend meter, and then you'd be able to take that trade. So
Right.
so basically the way that I would enter this trade was I would wait for this candle because during the 30-minute candle a signal could appear and then it could disappear. So you basically got to wait for it to close before you enter that trade. So it's kind of hard to see when we're looking like back in time. But what I would have done is I would have watched this candle until it closed, and then as soon as it closed, I would have just entered like a market order, like a buy market order. That way I can get into the trade right away. However, if you want to enter like a buy limit, so depending if price moves up right after this closes, then it would be a buy limit order because that's the order type if price is above the current entry. However, if price is below, say price just pulls back a little bit after the next candle, then this would be a buy stop order. Do you get what I'm saying with that?
No, repeat that again, Shawn.
Let me see if I can show you an example right here. Okay, so basically this is what it would look like. So basically, if you're trying to enter this trade right here, how would you enter this trade if you were trying to enter this? Would you enter it right after it closes, or do you enter it like a few minutes after? I'm trying to see like where your entry point is so I can kind of explain, how to approach that. So do you usually enter like right when it closes, or do you usually wait like a few minutes and then let it move around a bit and then you enter it? Which one is the way that you usually enter the trade? Because I'm trying to see where your issue is, like where you're getting, like where you're not able to get into that trade, so that I can explain like a better way to enter that trade. George, you there? Just want to make sure you're still there. I think your mic might have gone off or something. I can't hear you.
Dang, Shawn, I'm having some issues with my microphone. I can't really hear you that good.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Could you hear me now? Just want to make sure. You good?
Could you hold on real quick, Shawn?
Yeah. No, take your time. Just go ahead and fix that. I'll be hanging around.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Joe, I can kind of hear you a little bit.
You said just a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. It's like really low. Let me see if I could probably put up my volume and you could probably you try saying something. Let me see if I can hear you.
Testing.
Yeah, I could hear you. It's kind of low, but it's all right. It'll work. So, this is better than what was going on before. As long as you can hear me, I can hear you. We're good to go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, going back to AUDUSD right here. So basically when you enter this trade, do you enter right when the candle closes, or do you wait like a few minutes after to enter, after like this candle has already closed and the next candle has started?
It'd be close. Well, I wait for the mark, the signal to come on,
Yeah.
and place the order.
Okay, but you wait for the candle to close, right? Like you're not entering it while it's still pending.
Oh yeah. It closes. I wait for it to close.
Okay, yeah. So if you're waiting for it to close, basically what I do, like the way I used to trade it, when I used to trade the 30-minute, is I would wait for this candle to close, and then right when it's done closing, I would just enter a buy market order. So say I was trying to enter right here, I would just wait for it to close, have my market order ready right here, and then I would just enter a market order buy. so that I'm in the trade already. And then after that, I'll go ahead and make my adjustments to this, like this pretty much. And then I pretty much just let it run, and then it goes to TP right there. That's usually how I do it. So I think your problem with the order types is that, so which broker are you using? I want to see what your spread's like. Because I think that might be an issue too.
KOT.
Oh, you're using KOT. Okay. So the problem with entering this trade sometimes is if you're trying to enter like a buy limit or buy stop, sometimes your broker won't let you enter it if it's within the spread. So say if price is right at entry and your spread's like 2 or 3 pips, it's going to give you an error. It's going to say, you can't enter this trade. I'm not sure if you ran into that, but that's like a common issue that comes along for a lot of people.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's usually what it is, because the thing is you have to be 2 pips inside or outside of where your entry is. So I think what you should do is when that happens, just enter at a market order so that you can get in right away. Because if not, you're going to keep getting that error where it says, error, like order can't be filled or price is too far away or something like that. You'll get some weird error, and that's usually what happens if your spread's too wide. So I think that might have fixed your issue right there, because that happens with a lot of people if their spread's too wide.
Okay, yeah, because I never put that into play.
Yeah, because my spread right now is only like 1.7. I know on KOT it might be a little wider. It might be like 3 or 5 pips. So if that's the case, then you can't enter this trade unless you enter like way up here or way down here, because you have to cover that spread. So the spread right here, or maybe even wider actually, you couldn't enter to like way down here or way up here. So that's kind of that might be the issue for you, because you're trying to enter a buy limit within this little zone right here. And the problem with that is your spread is right here. So let me count this real quick. Yeah, so your spread's going to be something like this. So technically you can't enter this trade unless your buy entry is above here or your buy stop's below here. So I think that was your problem. So I think if that's the case, then if you're just waiting for it, you could just enter market, and then you can enter your stop loss and TP after. If that makes any sense, because I think that's the main issue there, because that's usually the issue if you're using like an offshore broker like Hugo's Way or KOT or something that has a wide spread. You're gonna run into that issue like almost every time. So the best fix to that is to just enter at market order. You're gonna get in at a different price, because if you enter a market order right here, you're technically gonna get in like somewhere up here, but that's fine because you got to pay that spread anyways going into the trade. So that'll probably be the main fix, unless you move on to a better broker that has a tighter spread. You just got to deal with it with per broker, because each broker is going to have different types of issues. So it doesn't really matter if you move from broker to broker, you're still going to run into probably that same thing regardless.
Okay. But yeah, I think that was really my only question that I had, Shawn. Other than that, man, I could just listen to you teach all day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, if you have any specific questions or anything that you really need help with, like feel free to come and ask me for another session, because the thing is I'm here to help you. So I'm like an open book. So depending on what kind of question you have, regarding trading or anything in general, I can help you with pretty much anything. So yeah, I mean, if you have anything specific, we could go over the strategy. So if you're like applying the strategy and you have any issues, like say you keep getting into like some bad entries. So like right here, this would probably be a good entry. I think I saw a bad entry a little later. So this would be a good entry right here, right? That'd be TP. And I think this one right here would have been a bad entry. So I think I went over this trade with someone recently. And the reason this was a bad entry is because there was a bunch of news right here. So I'm not sure if you like ran into any issues with applying trades, but generally if you're hitting some stop losses, it's an easy fix. Usually sometimes there's like news going on, or sometimes if you turn on the K2SR, you'll see that the there might be a resistance that's too close to here sometimes. Like if you go on the higher time frame, and then you see that there's some sort of resistance in this area. I mean, probably not for this specific pair, but there's always a simple fix to any of your issues. Like right here, there's like a you'd have to go all the way on the weekly, but if you went on the weekly, you'd see that there's some sort of resistance up here. So in this situation, you probably wouldn't have entered the specific trade and whatnot. But I mean, there's a lot of different, like I could cover literally anything. So if there's anything that you have any problems with, with regard to applying the indicators, if you don't understand anything, I could pretty much go over whatever. But I mean, if you don't have any questions, I don't really know what to go over unless there's something specific.
Yeah, no, cause I can, when I listen to you explain it, Shawn, like, and it's, you make it seem so easy. And it is, like it really, really freaking is so easy. And so I basically can understand what you're saying. It's just that I couldn't get that buy stop stuff understood.
Oh yeah, of course. And that's a simple fix. Like a lot of people don't realize that you got to factor in the spread. And a lot of people don't realize that, some spreads are a lot wider than others. So if you look at AU right here, this spread's only like 1.4. But if you're looking at something like GBP or because there's some pairs that have a crazy spread, like spread will be like 8 pips or something like that. So if that's the case, yeah, like this right here, see like GN, if you're trying to take this trade, this is like 8 pip spread. So someone's going to try to enter, like how you said, a sell right here or something. In reality, you can't get into this trade unless you're like way up here or like way down there. But now that you understand to just enter at market order, so you can like, hop into that trade right away. But yeah, it's funny because a lot of people, most of the issues are really small things like that, just like entry. It's not even the strategy. It's not even, really applying things. It's more so just like these little technical things that people just don't catch. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have any questions, I can still hang around, but if not, I mean, I guess you could get off. And then if you have anything later on, we could always hop back on for anything specific.
Okay, yeah. Other than that, I'm good, Shawn.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, keep practicing. So how do you like that strategy? How do you like the intraday one? Do you like that most, or do you like, because a lot of people keep asking me like, what's the best strategy? And just for me personally, the way I like to trade, I don't like to be on the screen all day. So that's why I trade on the 4-hour. But I mean, for you, if you like to be on the screen and you like to watch the charts, then 30 minutes perfect. This used to be my favorite strategy, but now you see me. I only trade on the 4-hour because I like to go on with my day. Basically, I like to take my trades and then I like to go do whatever I need to do, and then I'm back on the charts, all throughout the day.
Well, I'm basically new to it, Shawn. So the way that you doing everything, you ABC and everything. So you make it easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the funny thing too with trading. It really is simple because the thing is price can go up or it can go down. The thing is a lot of people want to overcomplicate it and tell you that it can go all over this place, which it can. It can go back and forth, but in reality, it can only go in 2 directions. So the thing is, you just got to have a solid strategy down, like what I have, for you guys, and you pretty much just follow through with the checklist. Basically, that's all it really is. And there's no guesswork there. It's, obviously if the signals match, then you can take that trade. If not, there's no trade. So yeah, I'm glad you're picking up on it because a lot of people don't get it, and it's really simple if you really put your mind to it.
Yeah. So, but you actually the strategy that I like.
Yeah.
I'm just as I'm looking at you do it, Shawn. I'm just going by. I thought the strategy was to go through the 30-minute chart, the 1 hour, and the 2 hour, and the 4-hour chart.
Oh yeah, because you're still using the older one, right? So let me pull up the course real quick, because on the intraday strategy, there's actually 3 versions to that. So when I first created that strategy, we didn't have all these indicators. We only had one indicator. But then people were asking me to make it a lot more simpler. Like they wanted me to simplify it even more. So what happened was, let me pull up the course real quick, because it seems like you're probably still on the first version of it. So looking at the course right here, you like the intraday strategy, so you're probably still on the version 1. I'm pretty sure when you apply that, you have like 4 screens up or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you got 4 screens up like that. You're analyzing like four pairs at a time. You can still do that. It still works. It's the same exact strategy. You're just basically doing it from scratch. But the problem is a lot of people, they can't focus on 4 screens at once. So they're like, hey, can you make it a little easier? So what happened was I created the trend meter down here, because before this trend meter wasn't available. That's why we had to have 4 charts on your screen to figure out what the trend was. But now, I created this trend meter down here, so you can do everything all on one chart. So instead of having those 4 screens on your chart, I'm sure you're aware that you need to see if price is below the cloud on like all 4 charts, right?
Right.
So for that, instead of having to have all those 4 charts up, you just look at the trend meter down here. If it's red, it means that price is below the cloud on 4 different time frames. If price is above the cloud, then it'll be green down here, like it is over here, like how it is right here. So instead of having to have 4 charts open, you can just have 1 chart open, the 30-minute, and then you'll have the trend down here. And then as long as it matches green and green, you can go ahead and take that trade. Same with the other situation right here. If it's red and red, you can take that trade as well, downwards. So I just try to make it a lot simpler for people, because I want people to be able to be profitable and not get confused, because I know if you have so many charts open, it gets a little confusing. But if it works for you, you can still use the 4 charts. It's just I just made things a whole lot easier. So I think you're probably on version 1. Maybe you want to watch version 2, and then for version 3, this is where we incorporated the K2SR indicator. So like you can see that they have like evolved over time. Like this was created like 2 years ago. This was updated last year, and then this year I introduced this new indicator where it just makes it a little more accurate. But it's really up to you how you want to apply it. If you want to apply it the original way, then that's cool too. If you want to apply it the second way, that's cool. Or if you want to apply it the brand new way, you can do that as well. It's just really up to preference, because like I said, I want to make it as simple as possible for you. So if you get it the first way, then continue to use it that way. But if you like it, any other way, you can go ahead and use that. But I do think that's the easiest strategy. The intraday strategy is number 1. And then the momentum pullback strategy, I'm not sure if you looked at this strategy yet, but it's basically the same thing, but it's like you're looking at opposite signals. If you watch that, you'll probably see what I mean by that. And then I'd probably stay away from the scalping strategies. This is something that a lot of people get too addicted to, because it's kind of like gambling, because you're trying to get quick tips in and out. So I would stay away from scalping until you like mastered, the intraday, and then probably the SR strategy. And then maybe later on, when you have like some, gambling money, basically, you can go in and try out the scalping strategies. But I would stay away from this, because a lot of people get sucked into these strategies, and then they end up not doing things properly. So I think you're on a good roll right now. You're on a good track, on your intraday strategy. And then from there, you can just keep moving on to the other strategies to see what you like.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically how it'd be. Like I would probably recommend that you just try out all the strategies, see what you like. And then once you figure out what's your favorite one, then we can probably get on another one-on-one call, and then I can help you master that, because I know, like, there's always going to be questions. You're probably going to wonder why some trades are hitting and why some trades aren't. And, it's an easy fix. There's always a solution to pretty much any issue with trading, because it's like solving a new puzzle every day. But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask away. Otherwise, I don't know if you want to hang on or if you want me to hop off. I'm pretty much open.
Yeah, that's all I had, Shawn, man. That's the only thing that was disturbing me, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. We could always hop on, because I'm pretty much open for the most part, unless I have like other sessions going on. But yeah, if you ever have any questions, just feel free to let me know. We can hop on another call.
All right, thanks a lot so much, Shawn.
All right. No problem, bro. Talk to you later.